Good day, sir. All right. So it is Sunday, March 15th of 2015. I'm in the second half hour of my protest against Unitarian Universalist injustices, abuses, and hypocrisy in front of the Unitarian Church of Montreal. And just had a nice initial half hour with some interesting interactions with the public and members entering the church. Had some interesting chit chat, and we're just going to keep this going a bit longer. I don't think I'm going to protest as long as I normally do today, because I have a few other things I want to deal with. But in any case, as I said, it is Sunday, 15th of March, 2015, and we are enjoying what I call my Sunday constitutional, which is a play on words, because constitutional can mean a walk taken for exercise. And it could also mean, the things related to the Constitution of a country and so on, constitutional, rights and freedoms and so on. So I'm combining both with this Sunday constitutional, having a nice walk for exercise and exercising my constitutionally guaranteed right to engage in peaceful public protest. Whoops-a-daisy. So, anyhow, as I said, I had an interesting first half hour. I suspect the next half hour, if I stick around for the whole next half hour, will be less interesting, but it's already been worthwhile in the first half hour. And this is usually the case. I've been doing this for quite some time, and I find that within each half-hour segment of protest, there's usually some interaction with either the public or one of the church members that makes that half hour of protesting entirely worthwhile, just in terms of that interaction with a person. Like I said, in the last half hour, we actually had 2 or 3 interesting interactions, which have already made this protest very worthwhile. That honk was not for me. I do get people honking, in affirmation of this protest, but that honk was because somebody stopped suddenly, and basically someone else almost ran into the back of them. So it was not one of those affirming honks from the public, which I do get on occasion. I do like to be honest about this stuff. Anyway, very good start to the protest, and some very good interaction with the public. Police car drove by, which prompted a monologue about my interactions with the police. I suppose I should continue on with that, because that sort of got interrupted by 1 or 2 other things. So essentially, as I had said in the previous half-hour segment, there have actually been quite a few occasions where the police have abused their authority in their interactions with me, in an effort essentially to force an end to this protest. I've even been falsely charged with the criminal act of disrupting the order and solemnity of church services. I was charged with that crime in December of 2000, so that's going back a little while. It took about 3 years worth of court appearances to finally be acquitted, when the hapless Quebec Crown prosecutor was unable to prove a single one of the 4 or 5 points of law that he had to prove beyond a reasonable doubt in order to obtain a conviction. But getting back to what I want to say is, I am happy to be able to report that since mid-2013, the interactions with the police have been much fewer, and when the police have intervened, they've behaved in a much more polite and professional manner. So it seems that by complaining to the Quebec Police Ethics Commission about one incident of police harassment and intimidation, in posting videos of police officers behaving badly to YouTube, in bringing police lack of respect for my constitutional rights and freedoms, to say nothing of those of other people, to the attention of top-level SPVM police officers such as Marc Perron and the Montreal Security Commission during the 2013 meeting of the Quebec Security Commission, in which the SPVM presents its annual report. It's one of the few occasions where the public can speak to both top-level SPVM police officers and the Security Commission about their concerns, which is what I did in 2013. In going to a few Montreal City Council meetings and sharing my concerns about police abuse of power, and mentioning some of the rather foolish things that Station 11 police have done. I will say it was Station 12 police who arrested me back in 2000, because at that time, now that's an affirmative honk. That's a honk from someone saying, hey, yeah, go for it. So that's nice. I get those occasionally. Anyway, getting back to things, this church, the Unitarian Church of Montreal, is right on the corner of Claremont and de Maisonneuve Boulevard, and if you go back a while, it was under the jurisdiction of Station 12 Westmount Police. If you go back to the earliest parts of this protest, but at some point it changed jurisdiction and came under the jurisdiction of the NDG Station 11 Police. So here we go again. I don't know if it's the same car. 11-6, so it's not the same car. That's two different police cars that have passed. And again, it may just be a routine drive-by. It might have absolutely nothing to do with my protest, or it may be that they're just having a look to see how things are going here. But as I was saying, and so it's kind of timely that they came by, the interventions from the SPVM have been much fewer since mid-2013, and the few occasions that they did come and have a little chat with me, they were much more polite and professional. So I think that, by speaking up, during the SPVM annual report in front of the Montreal Security Commission, in speaking up a few times at some Montreal City Council meetings, in bringing one rather aggressive SPVM detective in front of the Police Ethics Commission, it's actually, I think, had a positive effect, at least in my own case, of the police being basically improving their behavior, which is a good thing. I'm not one of these people who's anti-police. I'm not totally against the police. I'm just against police behaving badly, abusing their power, behaving stupidly, to paraphrase U.S. President Barack Obama. I'm basically against incompetent and abusive police behavior. I don't have a problem when the police are doing their job properly. And I do believe that they're doing their job properly by more or less staying out of it. Like by basically, have a look, see what Robin's up to, drive by, make sure that everything's okay. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I don't even mind if they want to have another little chat, as long as they don't demand that I leave for some stupid pretext, like they've done in the past. So as I said, the police in general, for the better part of 2 years now, have been much better behaved than in the past. And I should mention that if we go back between mid 2013 to 1998, when this protest first began, the police on the whole haven't been too bad. They've been pretty reasonable. When I first began the protest, I actually went to the police station and asked, about what I need to do and what I can and cannot do and so on and so forth. They told me, and I got a few reminders from police officers on occasion. I didn't understand it was necessary to circulate, so when I first began my protest, I was standing in one spot. But the police reasonably politely told me that I had to circulate, and so I did. The arrest for allegedly disrupting the order and solemnity of church services, I believe Section 176 of the Criminal Code, was conducted by Station 12 Police. But insofar as I was arrested, the arresting officer was quite good. He was basically polite and professional. He did one thing which I considered to be, how can I put it, going a little bit too far. But on the whole, he was polite and professional. I had no problem with the manner in which I was arrested. I did have a problem with being arrested, period, because it was a false arrest. I mean, I should not have been arrested at all for that crime. I'm outside. I'm not making much noise. Can't be seen inside the church. There was really no valid reason to arrest me for allegedly